Alright, YouTube, so today I'm going to show you how to blow flames out of exhaust on a twin cylinder. On a single cylinder, you have to use a barbecue lighter. I'm sorry, you can't use this system, I don't think. You gotta be able to, but it's probably going to kill your engine. It's going to see a momentary switch, you rev it up, and then you hit it. It's probably going to kill your engine. So, it's only for a twin if you want to keep blowing flames out. So pretty much what you want to do is you want to take your front of your tractor off, if you have my style at least. You want to drill holes in your exhaust pipe. You want to drill one big hole, which you can see my fill temp right on the bottom. Just drill it whatever you want. I figure top right would be a good place, because that way you won't have to worry about spark plugs sticking out anywhere. And steer on an angle for it. And of course I already have holes drilled in it, so it's going to blow out all those holes. But I mean, this thing is just crazy. So what you want to do is, you want to locate your extra spark plug. They both work. I just chose the right one because it's closest to where I'm putting it. So I think he said like 6 to 12 inch real car. So I went with like 3 or 4 or something like that. I can't remember what I did. No, I don't went that far from the exhaust on mine, so that works. And then you don't need any like special feel for it. I mean, when I put seafoam in it, it automatically does without it. But so what you want to do is you want to get a switch. It's a high wattage switch. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's it's high voltage, not sure it's high wattage. But I mean, it's not much wattage going through it. It is all volts going through it. So pretty much what it does is it goes off the magneto here. You want to trace it down. But what I did is I had to take my boot off. Here I could have kept the boot on. I figured it'd make life a little easier without it. I literally just popped a little piece of plastic off, so you couldn't do this. Pop that off, put it right. There's 2 little holes already pre-drilled in there. I stuck that right on there, ran it down through a switch, then into the exhaust pipe, and then I just tied the thing right around the spark plug. That's really all you gotta do is that. I'm gonna put a hose clamp on there. This doesn't fall off, but let me show you how it works, or how well it works, I should say. I want to make sure it's turned off, though. I want to make sure your choke is out. So you started, it starts a little easier, I guess. Well, it's started ranging pretty easily because you take away one of the cylinders, but as you can see, did you see those flames? They were literally coming out to here. I'm not sure if you can tell that, but it was kind of past the tire. Oh my goodness, that thing's crazy. Like, it has literally taken me under 1 hour to make with the whole wiring and all that. So once I get this rear end back on that thing, I'm filling up oil right now. I ran out of oil, and all the bolts are like rusted on their seats because there's no oil in it. So I could torque them off, but I figured just drill a hole in it. So it's gonna take a while to fill up. That's weird. It's good enough. So what I did though is I took off the governors. That really does help with it. Not sure if it makes a difference that much, but almost positive that'll help. Because governors always get in the way of everything when it goes to modifying engines and spark plugs. So pretty much what I do is when I get a hose clamp and I choose them to fall off. Pretty much what that will do is having this hose clamp on like that is it'll ensure a better spark. Everything you want to do is you want to keep the booty on there just so sure. Oh, and I'm not held responsible for any stupid decisions you do, like do what I do. As much as I would recommend this to you guys, I cannot for liability reasons. So I don't want to get sued my butt off and have to give away my pride and joy here. Even though I've rolled it a few times, and yeah, you don't want to have stuff I've done with this thing. Custom air intake, stock. Stock was pretty hefty actually, pretty good. So I didn't want to buy a new filter for it. to be mown. My next plan for it is actually putting a fuel or a oil pressure gauge on it, so I can monitor how much RPM I'm getting at, or if I'm gonna blow a head gasket or something. These things actually do have head gaskets. Big head seals. I have no clue what they are in this thing. I'm not really big in the mower, like idea how to work on the insides of these things. I know the outs, not much of the ins. Realize I want to put some wrap around that muffler, keep some of the flames in and shoot out the exhaust more, but that spark nice all the way back around. I mean, I think if you have the muffler stock and just stick it in the end, I don't think it will work. I think it's put inside the muffler just for the fact that there's a built-in catalytic converter in these things that takes the fumes out to a minimum. So, for environmental reasons, except I'm not mowing lawn in like 18 hours with this thing. I'm just riding it for a half hour, an hour at a time. Just for the fact that, man, it's an old engine. This thing's been ran hard from 2003, now it's 2016. It's like 13 years these things old. 13-year-old mower. It's just still running pretty good. I mean, for the most part, it has fairly good compression in it. Starts up every time. When I rolled it over, though, that was a big hit on this thing. So it flooded this thing. When I went to turn it, it just was pouring out of this PCV pipe. It was just crazy. That's all that gave me the idea of spark plug and exhaust, because it was shooting flames out, and I'm like, wait a minute, if it ignites the flames, that's the way to ignite it manually, right? So I looked up online, did a little research on how cars do it. They do this very simple thing. So what they do is they actually have a little machine they put in their car also with it, a little black box like this big, stick in their like underneath the dash or something, and it runs the wires to the exhaust pipe. You got to punch out the catalytic converter on those cars also, so I know I was right about that. So I understand why it's leaking oil on the exhaust. There's so much oil in the exhaust. And all this was oil from the tractor I want to start it. So there you go in there right now. Yeah. Hey, for once my oil was not black as heck. Now black's my paint. And get the front grill back on once I tape everything up on it. Make sure it all looks nice and pretty. Make sure it all fits underneath there. Yeah, I'll run it again for you guys to show you. Crap, shocked me. Okay. Ah, shockingly! What's wrong with my hands? God. Oh, crud. The whole thing fell off. So I wasn't running very well. And that's why I had so much juice to that thing. Because usually I shouldn't have that much power go to it. Because of the loss of power, because it's doing 2 at once. So I'm just gonna clamp this a little bit more. A little too much, I should back up. Stick it on here. Yep. Sure it stays on there. So that's around the point when spark plug we not have. So pull cord. Where is the cord?